So let me just give another minute. But anyways, like I said, I thought it was important to talk about the in colors because they are new and they are hot and people love them. Hey, Vanita, glad you could jump on. So we are going to explore them today. I've got a lot to show you, and then I'm going to create a card with the in colors, kind of featuring them. These are the cards, but I'll show you how I put them together. And it's funny, I don't know what background I like yet. So we're going to do it on another color, and then I will get y'all's opinion. But I'm sure people will come on, but I don't want to hold you gals up. You're nice and punctual. So we're going to get started, and typically what I say, because I think I'm going to try to start putting these on YouTube also, is welcome to Creating with Colleen, where I will teach you what to do. I may teach you what not to do, but I promise to teach you something. Right, Ellen? She's stamped before with me. Ellen knows. Most of all, I just want you all to have a great time. That's what's most important to me. So we are going to get started talking about the in colors. Hey, Linda. Because they are great. Let me just do a quick review of the Stampin' Up! Colors. So what Stampin' Up! Pretty much has is you have a family of colors. You have the brights, the neutrals, the subtles, and the regals, and there's 10 colors in each of those. Then you have pretty much 3 basic colors: Whisper White, Very Vanilla, and Basic Black. So for the most part, unless they do a major color renovation, those stay the same, which is great because they're beautiful colors and they all work together. Now what they also have, they started this a few years ago, quite a few years, and I love it. It's called the In Color Collection. And the reason that is so good, because every year there are certain colors that are just a hot trend. And you want to incorporate those, but you don't want to rock the whole boat of our basic colors. So an In Color collection consists of 5 colors, and they come in for 2 years at a time. So this is the 2019-2021 colors. So these colors here just carried over for their second year. And this is Rococo Rose, Terracotta Tile, which is amazing, Pretty Peacock, which is amazing, Seaside Spray, and Purple Posy. Awesome, awesome colors. So they are in for this year, and then next May 2021, when we get a new catalog, these will rotate out, and then the new in colors that just came in will go over here for their second year, and we'll get 5 more new ones. So the colors that we're going to be exploring today are the 2020 to 2022, it's a lot of twos, In Color collection. And basically, and I'll show you them up close and personal, but they consist of Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight. Wouldn't you like to work for Stampin' Up! And get to name all these colors? So what you have here on these pages on the color collections is if you want to order these colors pretty much individually. So for example, I'm going to hold this up a little bit closer so you can hopefully see it better. But with these colors here, you can get solid packs of each of these colors. So you have the 8.5 by 11 cardstock. You get 24 sheets for $8.75. So that's 24 sheets of Cinnamon Cider by using that number, Just Jade, and so on. Then you have the classic stamp pad to buy individually. So they are $7.50, and again, you just order underneath that column. You have the Stampin' refill, the classic refill, and I always recommend buying your refill the same time that you buy your ink pad, because that's typically the first things to go when a color retires, and you need that refill so your pad will last for years and years. So that's for this column. And then the Stampin' blends. Now, I love that they're carrying the Stampin' blends in the new in colors. They're not in every one. For example, they're not in Bumblebee, but I mean, we have Daffodil Delight and other yellows, so we don't need that. And then the Terracotta Tile. Terracotta Tile is really close to Calypso Coral. So they did not carry it in that. But this is if you want the colors individually. So if you turn the page, just go one page over here. This is where you would buy the assortments. So for example, if you didn't want to buy like one whole pack of the cinnamon cider, you say, I like all the in colors, but I don't need 24 sheets of each. What do I do? Well, let me tell you. This right here on page 144, let me get my catalog to set right. On page 144, these are where you buy the assortments. So you can get, again, brights, regals, neutrals, or subtles. You get 20 sheets, 2 of each color, because there's 10 colors, for $9. Right down here is for the in colors. So you can get either of the sets of the in colors. You have 20 sheets for each of the 5 colors. So that's a good way to get all 5 colors and 4 sheets each, you know, of the in colors. The other thing we have is the designer paper. So the designer paper here at 6 by 6, this is for the in colors. And I'm going to show you those real quick, but that's 40 sheets for each of 2 double-sided designs. And that's only $11.50. So let's look at these colors. Okay, so first of all, this is what we were telling you. This is the Just Jade. Just Jade is beautiful because it's green, and anybody who knows me, anything green is perfect. So it's a real pretty color. And then these are the designer papers. So you have like a textured on one side with words on the other. And then when you flip them over, you have a nice wood grain and then dots. So that's Just Jade. Then we have that Misty Moonlight. Very beautiful blue. Absolutely love it. And here you have, again, the words with your dots. Flip them over. Your texture with your wood grain. Cinnamon cider. This almost reminds me, what was it, creamy caramel? It's a little bit darker, but if you've been in Stampin' Up! For a while, this is going to be a beautiful color to work with. On my computer, it looks a little dark, but it's gorgeous in person. So again, your words and your texture, along with your dots and your wood grain. Then little bumblebee, which would have been great with that bumblebee bundle they didn't carry over. Oh, still trying to get over that. So for those of you who have it, you know how blessed you are. I am blessed too, because you know I have it. But here you have the words and the dots. And then again, your textures here. And then last but not least, Magenta Madness. And yes, Stephanie, it is a lot like Melon Mambo. I would have to put the two together. And then that side. So I like how you have the designer paper that coordinates also with the cardstock. So anybody who knows me knows I love to make these samplers, these designer paper samplers, because when I am creating, it's just a really quick glance for me to see the textures, see the colors, and put things together. And I also do this for my designer papers that I purchase. Instead of trying to go through the pack figuring out what I want, I have this beautiful reference book. So there again, it's all my designer papers with the in colors. So I'll have to do this for the other ones too. But this would be a great reference tool for me. So in addition to the cardstock, Stampin' Up! Always comes out with ribbons that match. And I especially love this ribbon this time. This is the in color ribbon, and it's kind of like a cotton ribbon. And it's really nice to work with. I love that it's a 1/4 inch thick wide. I think that's a perfect ribbon to tie a bow or to use as an accent. So again, here we have Misty Moonlight. There you have your Just Jade. Your Magenta Madness. Look, I've used all that. We have a bingo coming up, and your treat is in the in colors. So anyways, I definitely used all of that. I have to get some more. And then the cinnamon cider, along with Sweet Little Bumblebee. So in addition to those, we have, look, the enamel dots. So these are the colored enamel dots, and I'll give you some tips on using these when I'm doing the card. But you can see, I think what I love most about Stampin' Up! Is how all of our colors coordinate. The cardstock, the designer paper, the ribbons, the embellishments. It really, really is your one-stop shop, and I'm not just saying that. I've been using Stampin' Up! For 19 years now, and I just love it. And every year, I am color challenged. So one of the ways to work with colors is look on the back of your designer papers, because they are great. They'll give you coordinating colors. But Stampin' Up! Also has, we used to sell them years ago. Do y'all remember what was called color charts? Color Coach. And that was my saving grace, because again, I love all our colors, but I have trouble putting them together. So this is a file that Stampin' Up! Put on the demonstrator side, and I cannot attach a file to, I guess, a business page, but if you go to my blog, creatingwithcolleen.typepad.com, I am going to send a newsletter that would have this video in it, but I'll also attach this file if you're interested in it. It has little perforations. You can cut them out, but I really like it because, for example, here is Just Jade, and they give you samples that it would go with. It will go with Petal Peak and Gray Granite. I bet that is gorgeous. Crushed Curry, Rich Razzleberry. You know, come down here to Moonlight Madness. Moonlight Madness. Okay, that's the new Colleen way of calling it. Moonlight Mist. And that would be Moonlight Mist, Balmy Blue, Petal Pink. It just gives you some really good ideas what to use with these colors. I bet this is gorgeous. Bumblebee, Blackberry Bliss, and Old Olive. So I will put this in the next newsletter that I send out, so you have these. And also the nice thing is too, it also has the 2-year end colors in there, the ones that would retire next year. So if you have Seaside Spray or Pretty Peacock or Terracotta Tile, then you will definitely have these color recommendations too, and it will help you create. So I'll put that in my newsletter. And again, if you don't get my newsletter, go to Creating with Colleen and please request it. So what I'm going to create today, I am using, I'm going to wear this thing out, the Lovely You. Again, it's part of our bundle that we're doing for the bingo, and that's when I first started creating with it, and it's a great little set. I love the words in here, such beautiful things, and of course, this lovely label, Pick-a-Punch. You're going to see that probably the next month and a half, so just get used to it, but it's really a lot of fun to use. So this is what I'm creating with. And then of course I'm going to create with our end colors. So what I will do is, this is a card, and again, I've done it on different colors. So I'm going to have you vote after I do it on Smoky Slate. I'm going to have you vote on here and decide which one you like best. But I think it's a fun card because this is like a little latch, miles apart, but still in my heart. You open it and you have your card. So I'm going to show you how to make this featuring the end colors and this lovely label Pick-a-Punch. Here it is on the Bumblebee. This was the first one, and again, it opens up. Haven't stamped that yet. And it closes like that. So let me show you how all this goes together. So right here I have a piece of 5.5 by 8.5 inch Smoky Slate cardstock, just folded in half. And I'm going to be punching, again, with a lovely label punch. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. You can just slide it in. Depending on when you cut it, it will make a tag as long as you want. But see these little dashed lines? You have two different ends. You have a pretty bubbly kind of end and a flatter end, for lack of better words. And basically, you are going to use a 1/2 inch or a 3/4 or a 1 inch strip of paper to cut your edge. So you can pretty much just slide this in here and just punch it. But I always like to look on the other side to make sure it's flat in there and even. And it's very easy to punch. So with each of my designer papers, these here, I have one each of these 4 colors. You know, the Misty Moonlight, the Magenta Madness, the Bumblebee, and the Just Jade. And the reason I keep saying these words, because anybody knows me knows I will botch it up until I make my flashcards and learn my colors. And then, of course, this is Cinnamon Cider. So these pieces are 1 inch by 3 3/4. And since this is the one that flaps around the front, this is 1 inch by 4 3/4. And then I just scored it at 3 3/4 because I really want it to be the same. You know, I want it to be the same across the front like this, but I need that piece to tuck in to the inside of my card. So with these, there again, see how easy they just slide right in? And then I can just look on the back. I'm going to punch 1. Oh, let me put it in here so you can see it. 2. I like to flip it over, slide it in. 3. Hey, Mary Craig, I'm glad you could join us. And Linda, and Susan, and Michelle. Oh, a lot of you popped on while I was creating. Thank you for joining today. So I have cut all these pieces. Now, I will also be showing this on my team page tonight. I always come to my team live on Wednesday nights also, except for the week that we have our actual meeting. So one night I'll use dots, or today I'll use dots, and then tonight's I'll try it on the other side, and probably have 15 of these cards when I'm done that I can try to figure out which one do I like the best. So when I put these together, you're going to put your tape on there, but you know my trick, don't push them down till it's exactly where you want it to be. Because if not, it's hard sometimes to get back up. And if you can see on this card, since this is, all these add up to 5 inches, and this is 5.5 inches. So you don't have a lot of space in between. So that's why you don't want to push them down until you have everything where you want it. But they're just going to go up on the edge. So let's say, put that there. My finger's stuck underneath. Okay. And again, make sure your card's open in the right way. So let me put that. And I'm just working from side to side. So that's my right. We'll put this on the left. And then actually, I always find it's easier to work towards the middle. And then you can kind of split the difference in the middle. I think things are more forgiving that way. So then I'll come down here. Again, I want it pretty slim because I want lots of room. I don't care if I have a little extra room in the middle. And then from this side, and let's see. And that's going to have a little bit of a gap in there, but I think it's pretty forgiving. I think I can live with that. Okay. So when I put this one in, it is not going to, it's going to go on the inside like this, because that's going to give me my little buckle. So, oh, Stephanie votes for Smoky Slate already. Good, Steph. I probably only have 36 more colors to try it on, all the Stampin' Up! Colors, so we'll see. So when I did this here, it's more important to me that it's straight in the center. So I put my buckle there. See how I have it on the inside? My tape is on here. I put it in there, and then I close it. So that's my buckle. And of course, typical Colleen fashion, this one I'm going to move just a little. You would think I could leave well enough alone, but I can't. And you know what was good about moving it is the fact that it didn't take much to move it because I had not pushed it down. So let me push it down before I change my mind on anything else. So here I have the basics for my card. And then for this piece here, miles apart but still in my heart, I have, this is going to go on like so. So I'm just going to take my black Memento ink, ink it up. Any luck? Ooh, look at that luck. So miles apart, but still in my heart. And again, you could use, I'm looking at my cards. Here I used the flatter end, and here I used the more scalloped end. Both would be great. So when I put this on here, and again, I want to keep this, and then I could just take my scissors and just trim this off. So that part is done. Now I'm still going to add some of those little gems to it, but for the inside, I want to use, I love this saying, this set's going to be so good for me because my brother is getting married and moving to Iowa. In fact, he's getting married in 2 weeks, and it's going to break my heart when he leaves, but it will give me one more place to travel, so I always try to find the bright spot. But what a perfect card. Miles apart, but still in my heart. And then, love is what makes us family. Woo, I'm going to cry. He's not gone yet. I just got to keep telling myself that. So then here, I am going to take my Just Jade and just put a little bit of a leaf on there. Should have gone the other way with that one, but you know what? Kevin won't care. So now that I have my inside, I will open this up. And again, I'm hiding that, so that is fine. Yeah, his card's done. And then I told you I was going to give you a trick with the brads. I'm sorry, I'm going to call them brads, but they're really called gems. Enamel dots, actually. So with them, and I do this a lot with my rhinestones too, is I like to pick them up with either the pick-a tool or with my paper piercing tool. Something sharp. You can even use your scissors. But the reason being is on these gems, there's glue underneath there, and you really want to grab that glue. So, and it picks it up much easier. It does a much better job than my fingers do. So when I pick it up like that, sometimes with these gems, the color can separate from the top if you just pull the top off. So I want you to be very careful with that. But you can see how well it works if you just use your stylus or the pick-a tool. There. But again, I love how everything coordinates. You just can't beat it. And that, okay, so I'm going to ask you, this is my smoky slate with the dots. Okay, you won't be, unless you're on my team, you won't see the other one tonight using the other side. And if you want to join my team, trust me, there's no better time because right now, anybody who purchases the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit gets to pick any bundle of their choice for free. So if you want information on that, please let me know. This is June 2020, since I do want to put this on Facebook, so you know. But I have a wonderful team of creative stampers. So then this one here is on the bumblebee. So we have that. So that's dots with bumblebee. And then this one here is on the crumb cake. And this just uses the scratchy side. So I want y'all to put your comments, whether it's smoky slate, bumblebee, or crumb cake. And keep in mind too, our June special is for anybody who purchases $250, or if you collect orders from your friends and you place a $250 order, you will get $25 extra in free merchandise. So either one of those, please contact me and let me know. And if you just want to place an order, you don't have to place that much. Please use, for the month of June, this hostess code. So, let me see. Wonder what happened there. I just got to think. There we go. So, please use the hostess code DNN2YNBS if you would like to place an order this week. So, any questions? I'm not seeing your comments now. Let me see. Bumblebee. Mary likes the bumblebee. Linda likes bumblebee. Stephanie's getting fancy on me. She wants SS, smoky slate. Linda likes crumb cake. Well, then I guess this is good because apparently it shows a couple things. One, you can't go wrong when you create. Two, a lot of our colors get along and play well with all of our other colors. So that's, again, what I just love about coordinating colors. So again, I am going to put the Color Coach out in a newsletter. Please let me know if you all have any questions. I've definitely enjoyed my lunch with you, and I hope I taught you something today. Normally with technology, I'm teaching you what not to do, but today, praise God, I think it went pretty good. I don't even think I'm going to turn the camera on me. We're just going to stop while we're ahead. So all of you, thank you so much. I will be back next Wednesday at noon, and I will have something new to show you. If I have to stay home, I must say, this works very well for me, because again, just seeing you here with me just does my heart good. So you all take care of yourself. May God bless you, and do something creative today. Take care now. And I will see you next week at noon, next Wednesday.